Just what in the world is this thing? This, my friends, is called a moxon vise, named after the moxon. I think that's some kind of antelope. I don't know. Doesn't really matter how it got its name, though, does it? What matters is the fact that I have it here and I'm showing it to you. That's what matters. And we got a lot to talk about. Could be 2-3 hours. We could go all night here. We got to talk about the history. We got to talk about the uses. We got to talk about the chrome plating on these hand wheels. We got to talk about the wood I chose. We got to talk about my dilemma I'm having at school. Otherwise, we'll breeze right through this. Okay, let me just center that. That centered? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Way back in the day, a fellow named Johnny Moxon, a woodworker and a carpenter. A carpenter. I don't know his actual title, what he actually did. All I know is this Johnny got real sick of holding wood between his teeth, trying to cut it and chisel it and plane it and stuff. That doesn't sound fun to me. So he set out to create a device to hold the wood so that he could shape it to his liking. This is what he created, the moxon vise. I was joking earlier about it being an antelope. It's named after Johnny Moxon, the creator. So usually how things go, right? They're named after whoever created them because they're so arrogant. So arrogant. Could think of 1,000 examples, right? McDonald's, DeLorean, Ferrari, car guys. Notoriously self-centered, conceited, all about them. Carpenter's a humble trade, humble people. Except for Johnny Moxon, he was a real prick. I just have to say it. It's true. I'm not making this stuff up. Okay, it's well documented. Just look it up for yourself. That pretty much covers the history. It's a brief history. He wanted a vice, he made it. That was it. That's all that needs to be said about the history. And nobody even cares about the history. Nobody cares about history. The history of anything. All they know is they have it here today. It works, they like it, and that's enough for them. Obviously, it's a vice. It's kind of a special vice, though. It's designed differently than most. I don't myself have any type of traditional, big steel vice. I haven't had the need for it. This is something I built years ago, and I hadn't really used it a ton, honestly. Just kind of been floating around until recently, and I'm really starting to enjoy it. I think it has a lot of use, and it has quite a bit of clamping force. You'd be surprised. I'm sure there's plenty of plans and things out there on the internet, and you could probably buy them pre-made. I think you can. This, however, all the hardware I got from a kit by a YouTuber. I believe his name is Ask Woodman. Ask Woodman. I don't know if he's still doing his thing or selling this stuff or what, but basically it was a kit with all the hardware. The hardware and a special drill bit to drill some of the holes. And the plans, of course. So you get like these hand wheels and the threaded rod and all these collars and stuff. And a drill bit and the instructions. Haven't we been over this already? I just double stated it. I stated it twice. That's where I got mine. Now when I made this, I didn't really have any prior experience at all. I didn't have any of the machinery. I had a job site table saw and I think a planer over there. I think that's all I had. This was early on in my career. So I'm surprised that I even was able to cobble this thing together. And I don't even know where I got this. Oh, because this is 6/4. It's 1.5 inches thick. Must have got it locally somewhere. I can't remember. Did a hell of a job, if I might say so myself. All right, so the principle here, I'm gonna fire up the old handheld cam here. So the idea with this vise, it's not really a permanent installation. You throw it up and you clamp it down with these side recesses here. And which is nice because I just put it away when I don't need it. I throw it up when I need it. There you have it. Simple. Then you have the 2 hand wheels, the screws, of course. And this one is very adjustable. You can make it so it opens really wide. I've never done that. But you just adjust it with these. You loosen this collar. There's a set screw on these collars. And this nut just threads back. And you can shoot the rod out that way and really get a wide opening this way, which is nice. And it's got, you know, obviously between the screws, you can go down vertically. But we'll get into kind of some of the use examples shortly. So I'm going to spin this thing around, I think. So you want to obviously have it flush off the back here, so this face is over the edge of your bench. That presents a little problem. It starts to get a little tippy on you, a little tippy there. So you got to clamp it. And I just so happen to have these here, Festool clamps. I haven't used these a whole lot. I'll give you this shot too. Mainly because they're kind of hard to work into these holes. But I found a really good use right here. You can see first thing, the MFT, we all know it's not the most stable thing in the world. But if you got a nice stable bench, that would help a lot. So what makes this special? Well, you got your hand wheels here. Can I get a shot of that? Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, all right, nice, nice. Got your hand wheels to adjust your opening. Let's see, in this current configuration, I don't know, I could probably go like 4 or 5 inches. I'm gonna get a tape measure. All right, between these particular screws is safely 18 1/4, something like that. You know, historically what these are really used for is cutting dovetails. Put the board in and it can go, you know, lengthwise down this way and clamp it in there. Get the cut in your joinery. It's a great use for it. Also, you can go this way with it and get really long boards in. We'll just use this board as an example. The only thing I dislike about this, the only complaint I have, is that these hand wheels are really loose. And if you spin them, they just don't like spin all the way, where I've seen some, I think it was the bench crafted one, they spin that handle and it like goes the whole way and tightens down. That would be nice if these were that smooth, but they're pretty, you can see, these are pretty loose. Very loose. Doesn't affect its performance at all. More of an ergonomic thing, maybe? So, one way, again, use this vise. Can we all see? Can everybody see? Can the class see? You just want to adjust it close, and then a little bit of pressure is all it takes. And it just locks. It just locks in there. I could move it, I'm sure, but wow, that's really in there. Just a little bit of pressure, then you can move it around, you know, quickly and just boop. So they have a lot of clamping force. It's really nice because they got all that surface area. Right? And then if you're going this way, if you're going to be doing some, maybe you're planing, tighten it up a little bit there. Too tight. Wow. You know, lock the handles in. It's very, I mean, it's locked in there. It's one reason they're really nice. Let me open this up. So these are some stair treads that I'm contemplating making. Just pine, 2x12 material. I was doing a little test sample there. I got to finish on it. Looks pretty nice, huh? It's a 2x12. That's all. plane them down more, make a nice stair tread. I was going to be cutting, actually this was for a shelf here, but I'm also thinking about doing some stair treads. So I was cutting mortises in the end of this thing. That's tricky. I could clamp it onto the MFT, but that requires a little bit more, it's a little trickier. However, this thing, boom, locked in, cut my mortises, my router, boom ski, boom ski. Pull it out, you flip it around like so, you drop it in there, you clamp one side, is all you gotta do really. And then boop, 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 to the other side. Shazam. You did it. You're done. Like lightning. Fantastic use for that. Fantastic. Another thing, like when I'm doing, I'll just use this as continue using this as our example. As long as they're not too wide, so it's getting too tall. When I joint shelves or whatever, it doesn't even matter actually. Maybe boards for gluing up a panel. The joiner leaves it straight, but it leaves mill marks. And I got a helical head in there, but it still leaves mill marks. Lock it in here. Quick pass with the hand plane, maybe three passes tops. Makes it nice and buttery smooth. And this makes it really easy. That's usually about maybe the width, maybe not even that wide of boards I work with. Oh, not that wide. Probably work with like 6, 7, 8 inch wide. Although shelves can be wider, about this width maybe. So again, it's not too tall for me. It works really well. Little Festo tape measure. I actually really like this. I've dropped it many times. It's split in half. I had to fix it. It survived a lot. I somehow managed to hit a live electrical. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was measuring the width of an outlet because I needed to do a cutout in the back of a shelf. I think I was doing a shelf with some lighting in it or something, so I needed it. And I hit the the live outlet and put two nice little burn marks in it there. That scared me. I didn't get hurt though. Thank God. God. Very cool. I don't really cut a lot of joinery. I'm trying to get more into that, but you know, it's a lot of work. Here's another example. I was roughing out some feet. I think I was working on some ideas for some furniture feet. Kind of lost my way on that. I didn't ever follow up or finish. But for doing, come on now, get her open there. For doing the shaping and sanding, this is excellent. An excellent way of holding this. Look at that. You can hold it. You could use your rasps, files, whatever you got, sandpaper. It holds it, again, very securely, in odd angles, whatever. So, very useful. I don't know how else you would hold that. You could clamp it down on your bench, but that's going to put you at an odd angle. But there you go. It's just great. I mean, the uses really are endless. Endless uses, folks. The moxon. I'm trying to think, if I brought that thing way open, what I would clamp. You could clamp drawers in there, I guess. If you need to do something with a drawer. Let's see, I could go about another 5 inches. I could have an 8-inch opening. 8 inches. Yeah, heck yeah. Cover most drawer boxes. Honestly, I barely even prepare for these videos. Look at my notes. They're just scant. History, where did I get mine? Uses, don't forget preparation H. I'm supposed to read that one out loud. It's okay. It's okay. I pulled a Joe Biden. Read what I wasn't supposed to. Another successful video. Another one for the books. They always come out to be about 20 to 25 minutes. pre-editing and somehow 30 minutes afterward. How does that work? 20 minutes before editing, 30 minutes afterward. Aren't they supposed to get shorter? So there's the containment nut and washer. There's that collar in there with a big set screw or an Allen screw. It's a clamp collar. This is the center. Very simple overall. Hand wheel. Yeah, there's like a little bushing. That's the only thing I don't like, is it kind of can bind. Yeah, it can bind a little bit, but it's not bad. There's a bushing in there, metal bushing. Very simple. I think that's going to do it, folks. If I can, I can't guarantee this, but if I can remember, or if he's still selling them or whatever, I'll put a link to Mr. Ask Woodman's details, his deets. I heard someone say that once, deets. I thought it was kind of cool. So I started saying it, and then I was mocked and ridiculed. Whatever. Such is life. Such is life. All right, sweet. I got what I wanted to get done. I got what I wanted to get done. That's all you can ask. Can't really ask for anything more than that. Hey, thanks for watching. Ow! You bastard. See you on the next one.